Think of everything you could do with NIB. You could use NIB rewards to get a discount on some new sneakers. You could get into running. With the time you save with telehealth and prescription delivery, you could really get into running. You could find the perfect physio and really get into running. You could even get discounted travel insurance. Let's just start with the sneakers. NIB, potentially amazing.
Time for you to get on the floor. It's that time for you to get on the floor. Now move that body and show me you want some more.
Good morning, welcome to C.ex International Stadium. Gumbaya country, great to have your company. G'day, I'm Jeff Killick and it's finals day in the 2025 Senior Nationals Oztag. And today, plenty of action, starting with the mixed 20s quarterfinal. We've got the Hunter Miners up against the Central Coast. And plenty of teams on offer. And joining me in the commentary box, Bill Harrigan. Lots of players here today, 3,500. Bill, tell us how many teams we've got.
Good morning, Jeffrey. Yes, we've got 156 teams. Players have come from as North, Cairns and Queensland, all over the Queensland state, down as far as the ACT and everywhere in between. We've also had a touring side, the British Men's Opens, the Turtles.
Right.
We're over here, so we gave them a wild card entry. Unfortunately, they just missed out on getting to the quarterfinals today, but they've thoroughly enjoyed themselves. And as you know, we've told you that there is two new teams from representing Central West, so Dubbo, which is a new area that we've opened up, and they sent two teams, which was fantastic.
Oh, outstanding stuff as the game grows. Great to have your company wherever you're tuning in on the KO live stream. The weather today, well, 22 degrees currently. It's good footy weather. It's actually cool and cloudy. Tops of 24 forecast. Hardly any wind. Slight breeze out of the south-southeast. But right now it's the Hunter Miners in the orange and blue running from right to left of your screen. And they'll make their way up to the halfway. Central Coast running from left to right of your screen. So this is a quarter-final. And it's almost like a local derby here, Bill. Nice, finds himself into some space, but it's been knocked down by a Central Coast hand, but he just knocks it on in the end there, and he's not happy about that. Young Billy Graham. So they'll get the ball out of it anyway, because it did come off a Miner's hand.
And you're going to see plenty of skill level out here, because with the 20s, you have got, with the under 20s, you have got some players that can do things, Jeffrey, where you just go, wow, how did you do that? They're fast, spectacular, as we're seeing Central Coast now. Throws a bad pass. That wasn't real good, was it?
It was commentator's curse.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I was wandering around the last couple of days, taking in all the atmosphere up here, and yeah, plenty of razzle-dazzle, and we should see plenty of that across the day. So right now it's the Central Coast on the attack, and another ball going to ground, maybe a little bit of quarterfinals on the big stage nerves, and that's a lovely pass. Holds it up, and they just go hands right through, and they'll open their account here, the Central Coast. And we'll have a look at the replay, Bill.
And that was what I was talking about. See how slick those passes were. Beat the Miners, got it out there quickly to a young lady on the wing just waiting to get a number.
Yeah, she'll turn just at the end, hopefully, when she hits the box.
So we can identify her. She's still there. What's it?
29.
Got a bit of a 9 in it. 29, so it'd be Holly Flack. A great try on the wing there. Seeing the replay now. Nice slick passes quickly. And she scores in the corner for a 2-pointer.
So they'll open the account here, Central Coast, in the quarter-final up against the Hunter Miners. Like I said, almost a local derby. Bill, yeah, the Hunter, where's the region go? How far north?
So the Hunter region, you've got teams coming in from Port Stephens, Newcastle, Maitland. So all around that area, the Newcastle area. They're the Hunter Miners, and then they're playing, as you said before, the local derby with a little bit further south of the Central Coast. And a lot of the players actually play in both local competitions and commute, just to get that bit of variety when they're playing in their local comps.
So you're basically saying they're mates. It's mate against mate.
Mate against mate, hate against hate. Pretty much like a Roosters South Sydney in the NRL.
Or a state of origin. You would have riffed a few of those in your day.
21, Jeff.
21 origins. And great to have your company, Bill Harrigan, our co-commentator here today, sharing his inside knowledge. Of course, the tournament director. No dramas so far across the weekend, Bill?
No, we've been pretty good. It's been, and we say it's 156 team. It's the elite players, and they're vying for Australian selection for the World Cup, and that's a great kick.
Fantastic 50-10.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
And they're vying for an Australian, so there's a lot of selectors out there all weekend, and especially now that we're down to the finals day, where you've got a lot of classy players, and so they're vying for spots in the Australian team to play in the World Cup, which will be here in Coffs Harbour in October next year. And they're all looking forward to that.
How many days does that run for?
So that's over the 4 days.
4, wow.
And teams will come from as far as England, Ireland, France, South Africa, Japan, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Samoa. And then you've got all your heritage teams where are the players that live here and play in Australia, but they'll represent Vietnam, Lebanon, some of the South Pacific islands. And so all up, we end up having around 32 countries represented.
How good. Nice, goes down low, and a try-saving tag there from the young Hunter Miners lady. So Central Coast, they've been peppering this line, but Miners just seem to be fending off each raid at the moment. Inside ball, they try to isolate, but tags off back there. They'll come back and play it through Jimmy Kirk. Now they're coming off the ruck, and the tags are left on, and they'll go over again. Zeb Forbes.
Yep, Zeb Forbes there, straight through the little gap, just a missed tag. That's what's the beauty about this game, that you can be running through a space which really there's not much room. They put their hand out to take the tag. You do a little swivel of the hips. We get the replay now, and you just move the hips a certain way like he did then. They missed the tag. Poor old defender looks down in their hand. Tag still on the shorts. Bad luck. Try scored by Zed Forbes.
So 3-0 Central Coast in the mixed 20s quarter final over the Hunter Miners. The Miners now trying to get themselves back into this game. And plenty of time on the clock. We're only just over 5 or 6 minutes into the first half. 20 minutes each way, Bill?
Yeah, 20 minutes each way. 2-minute half-time break. And then get on with it again. And in these quarterfinals, semi-finals, if there happens to be extra time, it's a drop-off of 5 players, 5 on 5. And in this game, they must have 2 females on the field in that 5. And those 2 points still counts for their try. And it's capped at 5 minutes. And then when we get to the grand finals, it's let's play for a result.
Well, we've had a couple of those in the recent Oztag Junior Nationals up here, and they're quite exciting. And as much as it delays the day and pushes the day back, it's exciting watching a drop-off when you know it's on for young and old. Plenty of rivalry and a few upsets I noticed yesterday. Some divisions getting really strong. ACT coming top of the pool there in the mixed opens. Now, I remember, when I was coaching my daughters, we go back a few years where ACT were the newcomers, and everyone was toweling them up. And here they are, top of the table in the mixed 20s, and probably successful across a few other divisions, Bill.
Yeah, well, the local competitions down in Canberra, and Michelle Reaney and Amy Spencer have been doing a great job down there. The competitions have grown. That means they've got a bigger pool to select from. And then by coming up here each time and getting that experience and then taking it back, and they've improved out of sight. So they're up here representing just about I think they're in every division. And it's an accolade to those two girls and all the workers down there, what they do in their local competition.
Okay, and the Hunter Miners on the attack now with an opportunity to get themselves back into this game. They're only 3 points to nil down in this quarter final. And, Bill, you mentioned earlier, out in the Central West, the Dubbo area, we've got a couple of teams here for the first time.
Yeah, that's just a new area that we've opened up in the last, 2 years, 12 months. And for them to put teams in straight away is fantastic. Now, they didn't do too well. Sometimes they were mercy ruled left, right and centre. But I watched their last game. They were on the stadium on the last game yesterday, and they had fun. And they really enjoyed themselves. And so for the experience that they had, they'll go back and then they'll build. Just like the ACT, as we talked about, they'll build. And then over the years, hopefully they'll be here again and sending more teams and improve.
Well, it's, like you said, a great experience for them. But right now, it's the quarterfinal in the mixed 20s, and they've come back the other way here. Central Coast created an overlap, and a nice saving tag also manages to shut down Billy Graham. They'll come back inside now. They know that they've got to get to that other side. The eastern touchline drifts across. Dummies goes himself, goes through, tags are on, and a little swivel of the hips there for Cooper Tippett. And the Central Coast put another one there, 4 points to nil, Bill.
Yeah, it was a nice little swivel of the hips, and the young lady that was defending, you can see her hands go to her head because she thought she had the tag. She thought he had him covered. And we're just seeing the replay now. Big pass out there by Zed Forbes, the cutout pass to the 5 to Cooper Tippett. Little swivel. And just the way he turns his hips cost the defender the tag, and try was scored.
Now, I had a couple of the greats, Michael Butner and Perry Haddock this morning, explaining the interpretation of the tag and where the attacking player must play the ball, which I did see a few coaches carrying on about that yesterday. Do you want to run us through that?
Yeah, they did. So what the referees were told this weekend, that they were going out there to make sure that they enforced that where the tag was made is where the ball is played. Some of the teams weren't used to it. There was a pretty big advantage in getting them to play the ball very quickly and going with it, and some of the teams weren't ready for it and had to adapt to it. And in the end, it's caused a little bit of angst over the weekend, but we're playing through it, sorting it all out.
Stay consistent.
Yeah.
So, look, that's what I saw. Most of the games, they were playing that, and it was quite clearly evident. They would go, no, where the tag came off. But, you probably get the odd ref had a different interpretation or maybe didn't get the memo. And you go into one game and you'd see that they were playing it a bit differently, and the attacking team was getting a super fast play the ball. It actually speeds the game right up. Yeah. And that's the idea, isn't it? You're trying not to do that. I don't want, and Perry, Mick, myself, we don't want the game to speed up to the stage where it becomes an elite, fast playing game. And then we have Central Coast on the attack again down here in the red zone for one last tag, 5 and last. Let's see what they do with this before I finish saying. Little rubber kick through. Nicely picked up, and he got the tag. Well done by the number 33. Treston Ellis saved the try there. Yeah, so you were saying...
And so we just don't want it to speed up. We want the game like rugby league. Rugby league, you get tackled. It takes time to get up to your feet and play the ball properly and everything. We want the same sort of thing here. You get tagged, you go back to the spot, you play the ball, and that replicates what we do in a tackle game when they're getting up off the ground. We don't want it to become too quick, where all of a sudden you're backwards all the time, and we're just pulling some of the people out of the game that aren't as quick, whereas we keep saying that this is a game for everyone.
Well, defenders get pinged for offside, and you just got a penalty fest, haven't you? You know?
Yeah.
Or like you said, they're just not in. They're not in the play. So that's an interesting kick. He's gone for a 50-10. It's gone a little bit dead straight, and then it's not a bad result just to turn them around down there, but they will get a 7-tackle set, Bill.
Yeah, they will. And you also noticed too with the kicking yesterday, Jeff, if we look at the flags in the background there, they are still. But over the weekend, they have been really flapping away. There was a strong wind. And if that wind, if your ground here at the stadium and the backfields was actually running with that wind, we saw a lot of 50-10 attempts because they were using the wind that much yesterday and on Friday. It was very windy Friday as well. Whereas today, there's not even a breeze out there.
And it's forecast to stay like that most of the day, Bill. I've had a look at the weather app. So yesterday, here we go, straight into space, and there's no one there to catch Forbes. You'll go all the way, looks for a female, but they come to shut it down. So we go for one, and the referee, Bailey Betts, will point to the spot and blow that one. And the Central Coast now go 5 over the Hunter Miners, yet to score. Have a look on the replay here, Bill. Just
waiting for
opened
that to
up
come
there.
up.
Just opened up there, and he managed to go straight through there, Forbes. Kobe Forbes.
So what we've seen so far, Jeff, is that Central Coast are probably a little bit more talent out there in this game, and put that to good use. And they're up now quite convincingly. It'd be very hard for the Miners to come back now, even though we haven't got the half time. It'd be very difficult because I think we can see they're probably more dominant in both attack and defence, the Central Coast team.
You've written them off early, Bill.
I have. It's unfortunate, but I have.
8 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I hear where you're coming from.
Read that scoreline out again for me.
It's 5-0. But, 2-goal tries can turn that straight around.
It can, and I would like to see that. And hopefully the Hunter Miners could do that, because I like nothing better than a game to go right down to the wire where we're sitting here thinking, boy, can they win the game.
So here's a couple of quick settles now, the Miners, and edging their way down into the danger zone. The Central Coast on the defence. Nice hands, dummies, sends a player under, and he'll take a settle there through Valentish. Plays the ball, they come one off the ruck there. So they're just playing some safe footy at the moment, the Miners. A little wraparound play, dummies, chips through. Thought he almost handballed that forward, didn't he? The referee Betts has called it back.
That was fortunate, because otherwise the number 7, which is Billy Graham, he was on his way. So the tag had come off, I think.
And Bill, do we know much about Bailey Betts? What region he might be from?
Young referee. Yeah. We'll go. Here we go.
Hold the
Call
phone.
this.
Here we go. 50, 40, 30, all the way. And the Central Coast nail another one. This time through Bailey Whitney. And they'll extend their lead, Bill. 6.
Are you with me now, Jeff?
I'm nearly buying in.
Okay, here we go. Here's the replay. Again, a little swivel of the hips. Unfortunate missed tag by the Hunter Miners. A good chase from 31, but he just couldn't get there with him. And a great try by Bailey Whitney. Showed plenty of speed.
So Whitney puts them to 6.
So what we want now is the Hunter Miners to hang in there.
Well, they've still got about 5 minutes, or just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. If you've just joined us, great to have your company. It's the quarter-final of the Hunter Miners up against the Central Coast. The Hunter Miners running from right to left of your screen. Really need to get themselves back into this game. It's not the way you probably want to end your tournament, but I'm guessing, look, generally Central Coast are a stronger region, aren't they, Bill? So, how long's the Hunter region been around compared to the Central Coast?
Well, the Hunter Miners have been around a fair whack, but they've got new areas coming with, which I say, Maitland and that, because that's only opened up recently. But when you're up against the might of the Central Coast, and you look at how many teams they have representing from juniors right through to the seniors, they've got a great pool to pick from. And so they're here in every division, and every division is strong. And when we do our club champions, it's invariably Central Coast are either winning it or coming in that second spot. In juniors and seniors. Very strong.
Yeah, good stuff. So here go the Miners up to the halfway, and they trail by 6 points to 0, so a little bit of work to do, but they're still having a red-hot crack out here. And how exciting for them to have their family be able to watch on the KO live stream. And we'd love to know where you're watching, actually. You can send us a message at Big Mouth Jeffro and join the conversation. And mums and dads and nens and pops, or maybe your mates having a run. But throughout the day, it'd be nice to know where you're watching. At Big Mouth Jeffro on Instagram. I'll put a photo up soon, so you'll have something to comment on and send a cheerio.
And that's the good thing about this too, Jeff. A lot of the teams don't know who is going to be put on field 1. And then when they find it, when we have a look at the games and we select the division or the different areas, because there's no way I want to put Central Coast if they're in every division back-to-back on the live stream. We want to see it and spread it around so all the different areas get a chance at it. But when they find out, they're usually on the phone ringing up mates, mums and dads, grandparents back there. Hey, listen, tune in. I'm on the telly.
They send the link. It goes viral. So the Miners now on the attack. Only a few minutes remaining into the first half of this quarter-final, our first of many finals throughout the day. And looking forward to the men's 60s, Bill.
Yep, we've put them on because, as we say, mate, it is a game for everyone, from under sixes to as long as you can keep running around. And just a missed opportunity there for the Miners. The ball did bounce once it got over the line. Therefore, it deemed dead. 10-metre tap for the Central Coast. But we had a look and we decided to put the 60s on the live stream because it is a game for everyone. And I still think it's fantastic that we've got blokes out there that are hitting their 70, 71, still running around out there. Yeah, they're not fast. Yeah, they don't have the skill level like these young people out here we're watching now. But they did once upon a time and they're still out there. And what a buzz that their grandkids will be at home watching them on telly.
Well, some of them would have great grandkids. How exciting. They're probably not old enough to tune in, but, you know, that's good stuff. Yeah, the men's 60s. So I might be able to have a run when I retire from work. I can't afford an injury. What about you, Bill? You had any injuries lately?
No injuries.
You're all good, eh?
I'm all good.
Fighting fit. Plenty of stomach crunches, eh?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Here go the Miners now. Turns out a 1-2. Tries to make his way down his 5 metres just past the halfway. Earns a penalty there from referee Betts. Saying that was a grab at the shorts, Bill. Yeah, that's interpretation there.
Short pull, yep.
So sometimes it's, it's obviously not deliberate, but it's hard when they're rotating and you're trying to yank at a tag and you end up grabbing the shorts, but you've got to release straight away. Is that right?
Got to release it. And if you do go for the tag and you miss it and you get the shorts and you pull, yeah. And unfortunately yesterday we had one of our referees, mate, had to be taken away in an ambulance.
Oh, what?
There was a dipping penalty, and so he decided, well, I'll give you the right signal. So he went into a dip to show them that he was penalising for a dipping. And he dipped a little bit too far and dislocated his knee.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh about that. That's terrible. I thought you were going to say one of the Oztag dads ran on and put one on his chin. No, he's done that, the poor bloke. Mate, was he?
So he went off to hospital. So
Wow.
We've just said to everybody this morning, if you're going to give a dipping, just use your hand and move it up and down as if you're dipping your body. Don't go into a dip.
Wow. Anyway, referee Bailey Betts has blown half-time here in the quarter-final, and it's the Hunter Miners trailing to the Central Coast 6 points to 0. They've got all the work to do, and we're going to take a short break and be back. A message from our sponsors with the second half.
Think of everything you could do with NIB. You could use NIB rewards to get a discount on some new sneakers. You could get into running. With the time you save with telehealth and prescription delivery, you could really get into running. You could find the perfect physio and really get into running. You could even get discounted travel insurance. Let's just start with the sneakers. NIB, potentially amazing.
That time for you to get on the floor. It's that time for you to get on the floor. Now move that body and show me you want some more.
Good morning. Welcome back to C.ex International Stadium. Great to have your company. And it's the Central Coast at the moment, putting a bit of a clinic here on the Hunter Miners. in the quarterfinal of the mixed 20s. Lots of action throughout the day. I'm Jeff Kelly. Great to have your company. And just joining me now, great to have you for the first time today, James Sully Sullivan. Sully, how you been, mate? Great to have you back.
Yeah, good morning, Jeff. Yeah, looking forward to the day. And as you said earlier, the weather, which that's your forte, beautiful for Oztag.
It's a great day for footy, actually, because it was pretty hot. And look, Central Coast, they've come straight out and opened up here. So another try there to Bailey Whitney in the number 1. So he's got himself a double, and it's probably the coach of the Hunter Miners probably wouldn't have been too happy with that start for the Central Coast. So they'll go 7, and the Hunter yet to score. But, mate, yeah, back on the weather, it was really hot the last couple of days. It was an absolute cooker yesterday. But, mate, beautiful today, 22 at the moment. Yeah, you know, the sun's hidden behind some thick cloud, and it's forecast to be like this the rest of the day as the Central Coast are just going on with it. There's a lovely kick there.
Yeah, well, I heard Bill say about the Central Coast side, and I'll tell you what, they have been impressive, haven't they? They use the ball side to side, they go forward, and yeah, we're very lucky for a lot of people. Can watch it on KO Freebies today. Jump on, and as you said, jump on and let us know what you're doing. But, yeah, they have been impressive with ball in hand.
Yeah, so the Miners are really putting themselves under more pressure here. And the Central Coast, well, they don't seem much of a rush. They got 7 in the bank. He's in no hurry. There's no time off here, so no one's told him.
But as you know, Jeff, at the end of the day, it's just great to be here on Sunday, isn't it? It's great to be here on finals day, and the Miners have done well to get here, but they're up against a hot. I think we'll see this side throughout the day. This Central Coast side.
Yeah, I think they're just obviously booking themselves through to the semi, but subject to how the semi teams are. Another try's gone down there. Let's have a look at the replay, Sully. 8 points Central Coast over the Hunter Miners, yet to score, and it's like the Hunter Miners have just switched off here. It's just play from the tap.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he? The 13, Seb Forbes has been instrumental on that time. He just found Jimmy Kirk on the underneath, didn't he? Put him underneath, and he just strolled through.
Kirky gets himself one on the big screen. And a nice run, some good meters there by the Mariners. Now they'll make their way up to the halfway. This is better, a bit of ball movement.
There's a name we know, Jeff. Chip Valentish. He's one of the Newcastle Knights up-and-coming youngsters. Very good player.
Well, there's just been a little bit of contact here. So, these guys need to understand it is Oztag. And sometimes, they forget. They think they're out playing rep footy again, Sully.
It must be hard sometimes, though. Obviously, you get used to it after a weekend like this, but the temptation's always there.
So, Chip Valentish, you were saying, coming through the Newcastle system?
Yeah, he's a lad that I've seen throughout the junior reps the last few years. Obviously, on a day like today, you'll get to know a few names. Yeah, well, some rep teams have just started their pre-season. Some are about to start, but it's an opportunity. You'll see here he goes now. Valentish, he goes himself, and he goes, I'm happy with that. So, Sully, you've tipped us in, and he's just got one and got the Hunters on the scoreboard. 8 points to 1. Well, that's the thing. They haven't had a lot of footy, have they? When as you say, here's a replay now.
Yeah, just steps. Backs himself. Hey, quick chip and chase. Gets it just before, because if it touches the ground, that's the dead ball as well as the try line.
Yeah, but it has been a half. Well, the first half was dominated in possession for the Central Coast side. Here's an opportunity off the kick-off, and they go bang, bang.
Wow. All of a sudden, something's clicked with the Miners, and that's Burnham Ellis.
Yeah, exactly. This replay will be good. As I said, they've finally got their hands on the footy, Jeff. That's the key. Here's the kick-off. They just put it through. He got the bounce. And I think the Central Coast player was waiting, maybe a little bit of contact there, but off he went. I'll play the whistle.
You play to the referee, and referee Bailey Betts is happy to it. So all of a sudden, it's 8-2. Something's just clicked here with the Miners. Let's see if they can get themselves back into this game. And we're a few minutes into the second half here.
Just it'll set the second half up nicely if they can go again.
That'd be real nice, especially if they get one of the girl tries, a 2-pointer.
No, so that's the rules there, Jeff, for people.
For girls,
obviously not realising, but you get 2 points for the girls in mixed.
Yeah, so with mixed, that's the advantage. So, teams can be down, but all of a sudden, bang, bang, 2 girl tries, and you got 4 points. So Bill Harrigan coming back in to join us now after a little bit of work with his tournament directorship. And Bill, mate, you wouldn't believe it. Hunter had just gone bang, bang, and it's 8-2.
Good. Very good. Another girl try and make it 8-4 would be fantastic. Yeah,
So
sorry I
that-
had to go, mate. I had to sort out just a little issue. And unfortunately, one of our teams in the men's 40s in a quarter-final have just had to forfeit because they're down to 7 players. The injury toll on them over the weekend.
What is there must be a rule where they can bring someone from another team so they don't have to forfeit. Do you? What can we do there, Bill?
Well, it's very rare. And there are repercussions for forfeiting. We just don't want someone to go, well, we're
No.
not going to turn up, we're not going to win. Because there are repercussions for future tournaments if you do that. And that's what they were concerned about. But they're down to 7 players and they're injured. If you turn around and say, well, you still got to play, and they're out there running around, they'll put 30, 40 points on them.
Yeah.
And you just think, well, this is farcical. So I just said, yep, okay, we'll cop the forfeit.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the mixed 20s.
Yeah, here we go. So all of a sudden, we've seen a couple of good tries here from Valentish and Burnham Ellis back to back. The Central Coast did start strong here, Bill, and they managed to lay a couple on real quick after a 6-0 half time. They were 8-0 before you know it, and then bang, bang, the Miners. Something's clicked, and they're 8-2. Still trail a bit, but yeah, like you said, it'd be great to see a couple of girl tries. And
Well, maybe I left the commentary box, and that's why it happened. So maybe I should go again.
it's always the case, isn't it? You walk away from the Origin, you get a beer, and all of a sudden someone scores a try. So a penalty there, late tag.
Obviously, he thought that he didn't have the opportunity to give a penalty try there.
So that could have been an option. Is that what you said? Like, if that's a late tag, it's play on, is it?
Could have been an option, but he's obviously thought, no, they're too far out, and there was another player around there, so a possible tag could have been made by another player.
Affected, yes.
And so he's made that decision.
Oh!
Now, here's a decision for him.
Yeah.
No, and you know what? That is a good decision
Yeah.
because that player, who is the number 15,
Burnham Ellis. Yeah.
Yep. He took the line on. And when you take the line on, you give the defender no option than to tag you. And so when he tagged, it's simultaneous. And that's what the referee has said. Called him back.
So the Miners on the attack seem to be playing with a bit more confidence now. It's the quarter-final of the mixed 20s and lots of action throughout the day. Oh, down low, they go over.
Oh, he said
Referee
knees.
says knees down.
Oh.
Knees down. So, geez, that's a 50-50 call, and it hasn't gone their way there, Bill. That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was tough.
So the
But I
rule is you
suppose-
can't be on the ground before you cross the line. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so if your knees or any part of your body hits the ground
Before
and
the ball?
there is a player within playing distance of you,
Yes.
you can't expect that player has to bend all the way down to take your tag because you're so low to the ground. And therefore we say, righto, there's a player within tagging distance, your knees, or you've come down close to the ground with your elbows or so, and we deem it as a tag, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, and that rule predominantly geared up so you can't go from the dummy half and just go down low and score because you can't get down quick enough. But nonetheless, the Miners are playing with a bit more energy this half, and that's a lovely 50-10. And he's been a bit of a standout, hasn't he, Kobe Forbes? So the Central Coast have got themselves down there, and I can see one of their players, Cooper Tippett, just sort of saying, let's just settle it down a bit. And, well, they're in no hurry. They got plenty in the bank at 8 points to 2. And you can see there, Zeb Forbes, he's in no rush to come back and play it. Maybe conserving a bit of energy, knowing that the semi-finals, the next challenge for them, Bill.
Yeah, I think so. They'll be thinking they're going all the way, this mob, the Central Coast, and on their performance, there's no reason why they wouldn't end up in the final.
Now, these teams would have come together from a crossover, am I right? First v fourth, is that how this has happened?
Yeah, so if you've got an individual pool, say you've got 10 or 11 teams,
yes,
then it's rated and you'll end up having if you get a quarterfinal, 1 versus 8 when you've ranked them and the way they've finished. When you've got 2 pools, you do the crossover. So first will play fourth, second will play third, and vice versa. And so these 2 guys would have come from, if they're in the different pools, come from different pools. Yeah.
I'm assuming that mixed 20s would be plenty of teams. It would have been 2 pools, I would think.
I'm just going to quickly
You're
have
going
a
to
look
have a
at
quick look for us and give us the exact answer. Thanks,
so the
Bill.
mixed 20s, 11 teams in there. So
one. So is that one?
So one
No.
pool of
Yeah.
11 teams.
Yeah.
And so they would have finished and then been ranked 1 through to 8.
Yeah,
for the
so
quarterfinal.
Miners have finished 8th, I'm guessing. Central Coast probably.
Yeah, it's not written on our sheet here. They could have been 4th versus 5. Something that we might try and find out.
Yeah, well, it's
where
always
they
nice
finished.
when they come into the final where they finish, so we know if
Yeah.
it's a top of the table clash or whatever, but especially coming into the finals. And look, don't get me wrong, the lovely ladies in the office, they do that for us, but, first game, the info's not there, but we'll get it as the day goes on. Here go the Central Coast now. It's a nice kick, and if the Miners can force an error here, and a lot of Central Coast players just wandering back slowly, I think they're just going to pretty much go through the motions and defend the lead. And there's a penalty, so they'll do a quick tap, move forward. Tags off 5 metres before the halfway. A little settle now, this time from Summer Birmingham. She'll play. They'll go one off the ruck, come back inside. Nothing doing there. Forbes will play it. Back inside now to Birmingham. Takes the settle. Whitehead in the dummy half. They go left, back to right, back to Whitehead. Dummies. Can't beat that one. Betts signals 5th and last. There's a footy come on. One of the Vipers run out and grab that. So the Vipers men's, is it playing over there? Oh, it's a mixed team as well. Okay, now they'll come to the left side. Little chip through. Oh, geez, I don't know if he got his foot onto that ball, but his tag's off. So is he going to play late tag? Signals. Blows to the spot. So Central Coast extend their lead 9 points to 2, Bill, on what was late tag called there by the referee. Play on. We'll see on the replay.
Cooper Tippett scores a try. We saw him score a try in the first half with a swivel of the hips. This time we're at the replay now. So we see here that Summer comes out to the left, gets it to Tippett.
Oh.
And we had a little bit of a technical.
A technical glitch, I think they call it. Our mate T Glitch is here. Okay, it's the quarterfinal. Great to have your company wherever you're watching on the KO live stream. It's the Central Coast 9 over the Hunter Mariners 2. And the first of many finals throughout the day. We've still got another 8 or 9 finals ahead of us as we get into the high end as well. We're going to see the men's 60s final. We've got the men's 30 semi-final coming up. Men's 20s final. That'll be a cracker. The women's final, the men's finals. Plenty going on.
And our first final will be at 10 a.m. with the women's 20s. That'll be our first grand final for the day.
And I'll be interested to see who's got into that one. So right now it's the Miners with all the work to do, and we're probably in the latter part of this second half. Yeah, they're probably only about in the set, 5 or 10 minutes, 5 minutes remaining, and here we go again. Another try for Jimmy Kirk. Simple intercept there. So Central Coast go 10 points to 2. What's the mercy rule? You've got to have 10 clear, do you?
10 points. So they another try. If they get another girl try,
Yeah.
that'll put us into mercy rule.
And what happens in the mercy rule, Bill, for those that aren't familiar with it?
So a mercy rule. So let's just say the Central Coast do get to the 10 in front. Then instead of coming back for a kick-off, which scorers kick, instead of they score the try, they go 10 points in front. Instead of the Central Coast coming back for the kick-off, Hunter Miners will get the tap kick at halfway and having a chance to attack.
Yeah, so they're getting the ball. They're not just getting hammered and defending the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Well, there's a nice boot. That's a great kick.
Oh. They nearly would have got the ball back then. If
Yeah,
they had to
it's-
put that ball out within the 10, they would have got the ball back.
Yeah, well, it fell about a metre short and it almost straightened up, didn't it, Bill?
Yep.
But right in front of the broadcast area. So Central Coast will get the ball here. And referee Betts says, no, you're stealing a few metres there. Back you go. So young Zeb Forbes will play it there. Oh, they go the short side. Come back down there. Right on this western touchline. Nice diving tag there. And it was one that had to be made by Tristan Ellis. Now they'll go to the right. Here they go. Now they'll come back to the left side. Dummies. Goes himself. Tags off. Kobe Forbes will play it there. One off the ruck, step back. They love working this short side. It's 2-on-2, and the young girl, she can't get it there. So some good pressure there from the Miners. Bill?
Yeah, well, here's a little bit of a turn-up. We've seen a little bit of research and gone back into the round games when they had a game, Hunter Miners versus Central Coast, and actually the Hunter Miners got up 5-4.
Over the Central Coast?
Yeah, in round 5 of their competition, so they have 6 games. So in round 5, they actually beat the Central Coast 5-4. So there's a run, but the Central Coast probably foxing, and now they've come out with all guns blazing in this quarterfinal.
Well, that's an interesting stat, isn't it, to think that they've beat them there. And, the Hunter, they haven't brought their best game here to the quarterfinal. They know they can beat the Central Coast. It's been proven, but certainly not here today. And they'll certainly watch this replay and scratch their heads and probably be better for it. Next competition, State Cup is probably the next time that a lot of this age group will be up here, Bill.
Yeah, we're back in for the State Cup, New South Wales State Cup in March 2026, where we'll probably have around about the 250, 270 teams.
So State Cup is a little bit larger than the Nationals.
Oh, yeah, big time. So these Nationals is where you've got different areas coming together
combined,
to form a group. So you might have 6 associations come together to form one team, and that's why you've got the elite. And when you come to the State Cup, those 6 associations send a team from each association, and that's why so many. That's why the juniors is 325 odd teams. Yeah. And we've left the 9s, 10s, and 11s in Sydney because we just had way too many. We'd have had 4 if we had them up there this year. Here's a try again, Central Coast.
Here's a nice individual try. We'll come back to that, Bill. We'll have a look at the replay here, but he just made it look so easy. He just did a dummy. Decoy runner went the other way.
Tap, little step, dummy pass. It was a nice dummy too. The number 26, Jimmy Kirk.
Gets himself a triple. 11 points to 2. And only minutes remaining here in the second half of the quarterfinal of the mixed 20s. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, so you were saying, you've had to keep the young juniors.
The 9s, 10s and 11s down in Sydney because we just couldn't house the games here over that 3 days and fit people in with the accommodation right throughout Coffs Harbour. Because as it is now, they're still staying south of Nambucca Hedge, north of Grafton, out to Bellingen to come in here because it's premium to get accommodation up here with that many people coming into town, 20-odd thousand. And we've kept them down. If we had them all here, we would have had 470 junior teams. Way too many, but what a great problem to have.
Yeah. And great that the kids can play, whether it's in Sydney or up here, playing a representative competition, So Central Coast looking to put on some more points before the siren goes. A little tap on there, but unable to get her mittens on it there on the wing. Eva Murphy.
Yeah, I think he said he was tagged first before he got the
tag
ball away.
Off. Yep.
That Cooper Tippett, try scorer.
So they look for a wraparound here. I don't know if that was executed. I was supposed to, but he ends up tapping it through. And they managed to get a penalty.
Late tag.
Yeah, is that what that was? That's that signal?
Called.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's put the grubber kick through. The players defended it by taking the tag up after the kick had already gone and forced the late tag call. And there's another. Oh, she lost the tag. It tagged herself. Otherwise, that would have been another 2-pointer.
Yeah, and certainly would have gone to mercy rule. 11-2, out to the wing. There's a 2-pointer anyway. So 13 points to 2. And the siren goes in the background, so we won't have to worry about mercy. We'll have a look at the replay, Bill.
Yep. Change of play, change of angle. Back to the right side. Nice lobbing pass over the top for the cutout. And that put the number 29, and that's Holly Flack. Now, I think Holly Flack scored a try earlier. She did, yes. So she went in there and scored.
And it's the Central Coast 13 points to 2 going out victors here in our first game, the quarterfinals here at C.ex International Stadium. Plenty of action right throughout the day. Thank you, Bill Harrigan.
I've got to run.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Go and get into your job there, the tournament director. And coming up next, we've got James Sullivan who's going to take you through the women's quarterfinal. And that should be a cracker too. Don't go away.
Think of everything you could do with NIB. You could use NIB rewards to get a discount on some new sneakers. You could get into running. With the time you save with telehealth and prescription delivery, you could really get into running. You could find the perfect physio and really get into running. You could even get discounted travel insurance. Let's just start with the sneakers. NIB, potentially amazing.
Time for you to get on the floor. It's that time for you to get on the floor. Now move that body and show me you want some
more. Welcome back to Coffs Harbour International for our second game this morning, and it's a quarter-final, the Women's Open. Chris Caruso from the Northern Beaches. He's joined me. How are you, Chris?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a good week, Northern Beaches Men's Opens, first time here up at Nationals, and made it through to the finals today, so looking forward to it and pretty impressed with how the boys have played this tournament.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, as we said, this next game, a quarter-final, the Women's Open. Let's have a look at both sides. The Steelers on the 0, Lily Rangatawa. The 1, Lily Royolo. The 2, Madison Doran. The 4, Rachel Gandy. The 5, Mary Louise Moynihan. The 6, Chelsea Seville. The 7, Sienna Yo. The 10, Chelsea Hogg. The 11, Logan Garrett. The 14, Tatum Yo. The 16, Lily Eglinton. The 20, Erin Martin. The 87, Mia Evans. 91, Oasis Hawunda. And 99, Isabella Carr. They've got Matilda Armit there, but I've just got to find a number for her. The Wolves in the pink. The 1, Jessie Lang. The 3, Gabriella Kateski. The 3, Katrina Hun. The 5 will be Yana C. The 7, Stasia Renee. The 8, Maya Vu. The 11, Danielle Carnival. The 12, Christine Tran. The 14, Karen Nguyen. The 15, Lily Lee. The 19, Priyalia Singh. The 21, Nikita Wong. 22, Trish Tran. The 39, Anne-Marie Lee. 63, Tina Fan. And the 95, Emily May. Tell you what, 2 sides, 6 rounds. You look at that Steelers side, they had a loss in round 1 and then have gone bang. They've won 5 in a row. But the Wolves, sort of same scenario. They've had a win, they had 2 losses, now 2 wins and then a bye. So they'll be fresh.
Yeah, they're both coming off the back of a win, so that's always good when you're going into a final series. But as you know, so anything's possible on finals day, you know. So it's just who can come out with that energy, who can come out and put the other team on the back foot. But it'll be interesting.